All right, ladies and gentlemen, I came across this post on my Twitter that I found to be very interesting, and apparently it's about a video game called EnoTria, The Last Song. Now, this particular video game had a scheduled release for September 19th, 2024. So obviously the game is coming out very soon, and it looks like it's listed to be a PS5, Xbox Series X, and all that stuff in Steam release. So an Epic Games Store. I see the little Epic Games tag on the bottom. It's hard to see, but I see it. So this game is supposed to be released across all platforms, and apparently this person by the name of James on Twitter says, "We need more journalists on this case. Sony needs to be stopped. We will not stand for this." Apparently, they're trying to say that Sony is the one that's stopping the release of this game because it was just announced by the developers that they are not going to be releasing it on Xbox anytime soon, and that it's been delayed right before launch. Now, a lot of Xbox fans are a little bit melting down over this, obviously, and for good reason. Don't get it twisted. You know, obviously, if you were marketing a game that was meant for multiple different platforms, and all of a sudden your platform says that they're not going to have the game for, you know, an indefinite future because there's no answer, you would be mad too, and I totally get that. However, the false perception about this being Sony's fault, I think is absolutely insane because they're trying to pass this off as it's Sony that's doing this when the actual people who are behind this game make a post in this thread detailing exactly the reason why it's not being released on Xbox. And guess what? It's Xbox's fault. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So again, let's look at the actual post here. It's a little bit small. Let me see if I can make it bigger for you guys. So EnoTria, The Last Song. It says, "We are thrilled to be a few weeks away from the EnoTria The Last Song launching digitally on PC and PlayStation 5 on September 19, 2024. We're also very excited to have physical PS5 editions coming a few months later. EnoTria has been a passion project for ours for years, and we cannot wait to see you bring the fight to the authors to put a finite end to the twisted eternal play Canavasio. But even in the beautifully detailed world of EnoTria, there is bound to be some dark." You know, I just wish they would get to the fucking... Like, they try to make the entire statement seem like it's part of the fucking world and the game story they're trying to say. Like, come on, bro, just give me the bad news, right? So, there's bound to be some darkness. Unfortunately, at this time, we have to announce an indefinite delay, of the Xbox version. Now, this is where they're melting down over this, okay? And they're trying to blame Sony for this. I don't know where in this entire post that it made it seem like this was Sony's fault, when it literally says that they're releasing the game on PC as well as PS5, right? So if this was Sony's fault, don't you think they would be stopping the PC release as well, at least in the beginning anyway, to try to bolster PS5 sales? But again, people are going to melt down over this stuff. They're not going to pay attention. Now let's read the rest. "We understand how disappointing this news is to the Xbox community. Unfortunately, despite our best efforts and the hard work of our dedicated team, we've encountered challenges that have delayed our release on the Xbox platform. We want to emphasize this is not a decision we've made lightly. We apologize for any disappointment this may cause and sincerely thank you for your understanding and patience. As a self-published indie studio, your support means everything to us, and we are dedicated to bringing EnoTria to as many players as possible." So again, it's a very politically correct statement. Nothing wrong with that statement whatsoever. But of course, you're going to have people melting down over it. They're trying to say that this is Sony's fault. People are just losing their minds. They're trying to... Actually, some people are blaming the Xbox system. People are saying it's because it's going to be a 20 FPS fucking game and whatnot. It's very clear that they have multiple different reasons why they think this game is not coming out. But thankfully, they actually told us why it's not coming out. So you got EnoTria, The Last Song. You know it's their account because it has a yellow check mark. And it says the only thing Sony did was work with us on getting the game ready on their platform. Microsoft, on the other hand, is taking 2 months to reply to our submission when we have the game practically ready for both Series S and Series X. So this game is ready to go on Xbox. It is 100% ready to go. It is Microsoft's fault that the game is not coming out on Xbox because they, for some reason, are sleeping when it comes to the developer's submission. I find this to be actually fucking hilarious because, again, people are trying to blame Sony when it's literally in cut and dry text right here that EnoTria, the developers, say that it's Microsoft's fault. So if you're an Xbox fan, if you have a Series S or an X or whatever the case may be, if you're an Xbox fan, you should probably be trying to tag Microsoft and telling them to stop being asleep when it comes to releasing video games. I'm not a fanboy for either console because I'm a big-time PC player. But I think that if you are an Xbox fan right now and you were looking forward to EnoTria The Last Song, that you should probably be tagging Microsoft and being like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Because it's very clear that the game is ready. At least that's what the EnoTria devs say, right? They could be lying to us for all we know. Nobody knows for a fact. This is just their word versus essentially Microsoft's word at this point. But I gotta believe that the developers that are trying to make the most money they possibly can at the hottest time to release the game, which is the opening time to release it, right? The opening window, the relaunch window. This will be the time to release the game on Xbox, and them not being able to do so is going to hurt them more than benefit them. So I gotta imagine they're not lying here, and it would make more sense if they're telling the truth overall. So Microsoft sleeping on this, not exactly sure why that is. It's actually kind of weird, to be honest with you, and hopefully they get their shit together. But the people that are in the comments blaming Sony, I think that's insane. You got this person here. I'm glad there's transparency on these replies. Me too, honestly, because usually these companies will not tell you that, right? They tried to give you the politically correct statement initially, but they would never go as far as to tell you exactly who's at fault. So I'm glad that they actually did that here. Bureaucracy shouldn't be the reason why a game doesn't come to Xbox. Then it says, wow, no need for an Xbox port. Gamers have rejected Xbox. Don't even bother. We will honestly support the game more if it isn't on Xbox. Thank you so much for canceling the Xbox version. So you got Xbox haters out there, and they're going to be running amok, obviously dancing on the grave of Xbox right now. Xbox is, honestly, though, not looking very good. When we're talking about the overall sales in terms of consoles and the popularity of the console, Xbox is definitely on the dying end. If you want to look at overall console sales between Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for Xbox at all. Paul Tassi, there's a real article here. You don't even have to make up sources straight from the horse's mouth. Xbox already spent their budget on Activision. They don't have the resources to support small indies. Simply terrible, unworthy of being a platform holder. Greg over here with an Xbox profile picture, so you pretty much know where he stands, says, I don't believe you guys always seem to want to take shots any chance to promote your game and get some sort of hate HP on Xbox. Like, are you serious right now? Bro, by not releasing the game on Xbox, they're going to get less sales. That much is true. There's no doubt about it. They're going to get less sales. So why would an indie developer not want to release the game on as many platforms as possible? Don't you think that's an odd sentiment? Paul Tassi, Sony's secret deal confirmed. So afterwards, you are kissing PlayStation's ass, right? Yet you don't know, right? They don't play games over the right. They just buy them and not play. I have no idea what this person's saying. The pegging was brutal in this one. Why you no replying, Jamie? W Company, I'll be buying on PC and PS5. Hate this rumor bullshit. And it's social media managers like yourself that shut it down ASAP. So again, I 100% agree that this was a good reply to do. We don't see this kind of reply too often, and we need to see more of this from developers that are being strongholded by certain corporations, right? And if they have some sort of exclusivity deal or whatever, hopefully they will be honest about it. But it doesn't seem to be the case because they're releasing on multiple different platforms all at the same time, with the one exclusion being Xbox for whatever that reason may be. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.